This is what we brought crane for right here, boy.
Yep, there it is. All right, let's set it up.
You know how they even check that thing?
Huh?
Do you even know how to check that thing?
That? I don't know. That'd be hard. It'd be difficult. We'd probably have to crane the shed out of the way first.
Probably.
I know Billy Gerard. Something you balk at when you're driving down the road because what the hell is on my drops again?
Yeah.
It's actually really nice to drive.
Is it?
I mean, you can talk, text, chew bubble gum, and watch TV and drive the scene now.
Hey, put that on a Northeast commercial. We'll dial your crane in. You're going to the drag strip, job site. We don't give a
That's covered. What we're doing is we are setting the additional counterweight on the support truck because we were normally running the back counterweights. We would grab from here and run them on the front side, drive with them on the front side and pick them up. And we pick the lower two, but the lower two actually aren't an available option on the LMI computer system. It would only allow the little bottle one that's only 1.2 ton. Along with the two larger back ones, and we were running the 255 and a 1.2, so we were actually over counterweighted, which is good, but we couldn't use the full counterweight option. We had to run into a lower counterweight option, and the downside was we couldn't run full capacity. So I figured we'll set the other weights up on here, we'll run it at full capacity, see what some of the numbers give us, so we'll know what we're working with, since we have some time on this job. So we'll be able to run it, like I said, not full counterweight, but it'll be 28,000 pound of counterweight. And D-Mag says you can drive this weight on the chassis and it's okay, so we're gonna roll with that. All right, get your boot all set up so we can start cutting.
All three leads.
Yeah, we'll strap on this good idea. Strap a 12 out there. Hey, John.
There you go. Should be close to where you need to be.
Oh shit.
dog. Now that's a pick, Connor. What is it? What did it weigh?
4,200 pounds. I'm still good for another 18,000.
$70-foot lead right there. 70-foot tall lead. Weighs 4,200 pounds. Pretty hollow. Silver maple trees can be pretty amazing on how supportive they are when they're hollow, but it's one of the things that people don't really probably realize, that when they have large trees like this, they might see little squirrel holes or raccoon holes in their trees, not having any idea on really how hollow the entire tree is. Now, don't get it twisted. The tree is hollow, it doesn't mean it's going to fall. It doesn't mean that it's weak. By ANSI standard, they may tell you to remove the tree because it's a threat or potential problem, and because of its hollowness or decay. But a sap ring, which is the perimeter of the tree, that is what holds up the tree. That is when we fell a tree and directionally fall it. That is what keeps it in direction when we're dropping one, is by using the sap wood. Do not. What's that? It's this door. What? Oh my God, we bent the door. My bad, I left the door open. Good. Wrong door. Can't believe I did that, dude. Putting a hand line in it, so when we make the cut, it's going to stand the log up. We're going to put a hand line in it, take it down around the boom of the crane, boom of the bucket. Just give it support to make sure that the trunk stays where we want it. So in the boom configuration that he chose, he's got more capability of reaching out and sending things further down, because he's got a lot of the taller boom sections, which are the smaller, skinny ones, and they're not as heavy. So when he runs out the bottom boom sections, it sucks all the... So right now, if he goes out to 100 foot of boom configuration, 110 foot, he's doing it all with small booms, so he can lay them over real far. Well, it's good because he can set stuff out, but his picking capacity lessens because they're smaller pieces of steel, basically, smaller infrastructure, smaller structural body, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's still good for probably 25 or 30,000 right now, which will be probably picking 4 or 5,000, maybe not even 3,500. But if we send out just the bottom 3 sections, like leave the bottom, the top 3, 4, and 5 in, he can still go out to 110 foot of main and be able to pick up like 90,000. It's a world of difference, but you can't, your radius, so from the center of the turret out to where you're picking is less, because every 1.5 or 2 degrees you boom down, you might lose 5,000 pounds of picking capacity like that. Where when you have all this 3, 4, and 5 sections, which are the smaller sections out, you can lean over 5 or 10 degrees at a clip and maybe only lose 3 or 4,000, maybe 5,000 of picking capacity. It's really cool. It's amazing to be able to have that versatility within your frame, depending upon what you're picking up. Like if you know you're picking up some precast concrete walls that are 60,000 a piece and you're only 30 foot from the crane, well, you leave all the 3, 4, and 5 off, leave them scoped in, you pick them up with the big mains, and you're good for, and you're not, and as long as you know you don't have to swing them out and set them out any further, maybe 30 degrees of radius, then you're golden. I mean, it's badass. And the price, freaking thing drives like a Cadillac now, man. So I'm just super pleased.
Connor, I'm gonna V-cut this. XB 100. It's getting weak, Connor, and it's breaking. It's getting weak and it's breaking. Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna V-cut this side. Whole center of it's hollow, Connor. Yeah, I'm good. I seen it coming, bub.
I just wanted to make sure, you know.
Let's do it, big dog. You're probably gonna have to go to your right a little bit more, Connor. I like to have that crane ball right here. If you can do that. Of course you can. I got faith. No.
What do you think, Antonio? Is this an easy one?
Yeah, it's easy for this crane, man.
Yeah.
This is the best.
Nice hollow tree.
Yeah.
I saw you got attacked by a raccoon earlier.
Yeah, maybe. Up one side.
Once again, one of my laborers is standing here leaning against a pole without a hard hat on.
Hold up. Hey, I've been staying out
Yeah,
hard.
but you don't have a hard
I
hat
don't
on.
have my PPE, and I made it clear that I'm staying out of the way of production. Tell me something about this job. What'd you think? This is an easy one?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Nice job for this crane. It wouldn't have been as easy with the other one. I mean, this one's just, it's a whole nother game, dude.
60 feet away, you're still good for 17,000 pounds, and that's only because you're on 2 parts of cable. It's just awesome.
Wow.
Whole different ballgame.
The setup looked tight when we got here, but it seemed to work out.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, always certain spots where you got something like this, something tricky where you got to come up with something to put under there so that sits level, but it's nothing you can't figure out. You just got to be smart about how you set it up. You don't want to put your outriggers in a bad spot like this curve right here. You don't want to set it on this angle because it'll smash it down. You want to make sure everything's nice and level and flat. There's nothing underneath that can give out, so you always got to make sure you're on good ground. The rest is pretty easy.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy tree for the most part. We had to do some bench cutting because it's so close to the house, so it didn't swing into the house or pick weird. So when you bench cut, you cut one side in at an angle and you cut your other side flat. So it actually sets on itself and doesn't let the limb swing off. It actually lets the limb rest on the log, so it can't slide off or slide into anything. We put hand lines on them anyway, just to prevent any accidents, just for safety. That's why we had it roped to the front of the bucket so it would hold it, so it wouldn't swing off when Connor picked it actually up off the log. But for the most part, it was a pretty easy tree. We probably could have done it in one less pick, but we decided to go to safe side and make an extra pick. It's not like we're rushing for time. We got plenty of time here today. This job went really fast. With the crew we got, everybody just knocks it out. Everybody knows what their job is, and everybody just does it. It goes really smooth. Actually, Connor and I actually been doing this a long time together, and we used to cut everything one side in flat, the other side in flat, and meet your cut and let the crane pick it up. Then you get a lot of swing, and we actually learned it off of YouTube.
Who'd you learn it from?
Rayo and Tree.
Okay.
They do a lot of that stuff, and there's a couple guys in South Carolina. Berkeley is one of them. It's in South Carolina. They do almost everything in a V cut or a bench cut. And Connor and I were talking about it one day, and I started watching it, and then he watched a lot, and we talked about it, and we decided that was the more safer way to go. So we started doing it, and it really, really works well. I've been doing this all 30 years, and I've done a lot of crane work for Chris, and obviously Connor's not as old, so he hasn't been running the crane as long, but Chris and I never done any bench cutting or any V cutting, and there's a lot of things that are dangerous. You know, the limb swings, it breaks a limb off, a dead limb, and it can go through the roof, it can swing over, hit the house, anything can happen. I had one come down and bust a hard hat one time because it swung. But this bench cutting and the V cut is absolutely positively the way to go. It's so much more safer, and it's really easy to do as long as you make your heavy side cut first, and then you let your hinge cut the second. It's very, very easy.
Makes sense. Cool.
Back up and back that way. Don't cable down anymore. Cable up. Cable up. There you go. Cable up. Cable up. Flop. Flop. Cable up. There you go. There you go. Get out! Tom has officially whooped that silver maple down. Off to the next one.